So, do you have any questions regarding Lab 1 or Blackboard? Anything? Okay. So, today we will be doing Lab 2. So, I hope you all know how to access your lab manuals. You have to go to your section 003, and then if you drag down, you will find a heading called as Labs. So, under that, you will find lab manuals. Okay, so today we are doing chapter 2, graphs. Okay, so I hope you would have learned or you would have completed chapter 2 of your lecture section by now. So, chapter 2 is all about graphs and types of graphs, right? So, today we will see how to plot those type of graphs in GMP. Okay, so now you are supposed to work using your small town GMP file. Do you remember you would have created a subset of small town file and you are supposed to work on that. Got it? Okay. So this is a type of data and type of graph. So this is a table which tells you that which are the graph. So which graph could be plotted for which type of data. For example, if you have a numeric continuous variable, and then you could plot these many graphs using GMP. Okay. Now, as you can see, the type of data is divided into 3 types: univariate, bivariate, and multivariate. So, as the name tells you, univariate in the sense you will be dealing with one variable. Okay. Bivariate meaning you will be dealing with two variables. In the same way, multivariate, you will be dealing with more than two variables. Okay. So, for different types of data, we have different type of graph. So, today we will be mainly concentrating on histogram and then stem and leaf, and then we will be concentrating on scatter plot, parallel box plot, and then scatter plot matrix. Okay. So let's get started. So what I will do is I will go straight to the assignment questions. So where will you find the assignment questions? You will find the questions at the end of the manual. Okay, under the heading team assignment. So you will find the assignment questions here. So let's see. So first step is to open the small town JMP file, meaning you have to open subset of small town file. Okay. So let's open GMP. Okay. Now how to open a file? Go to File, Open. File, Control O, Open. Or just press Control O on your Windows keyboard. And in Mac, I believe it is Command O. Let me download the data set first. So if you do not have a small town file, that means you have to download it from the Blackboard, and you will find the GMP file under data set. Okay, and then go to GMP. I need a small town file, so I will just click on the name. It gets downloaded. So if you already have a file, then skip this step. Yes. We need a subset file. That means it has to be 140 or the range which we did in the lab one. Okay, so now the subset of small town file is ready. Okay, now let's see how to plot the histogram first. So before that, let me go to the assignment questions. Okay, so first question is you have to open the GMP file, that is small town, which is a subset of small town file, and then you have to create a type of graph for each numeric continuous variable. So let's go to the lab manual again. So now the question is to plot graph for numeric continuous variable. So to plot for this type of data, what type of graph do we have? We have histogram and stem and leaf plot. So now you are supposed to plot these two for all the numeric continuous. Remember, it is only numeric continuous. That means you are not supposed to plot histogram and stem and leaf for categorical. Okay? Yes, yes. You have to plot both histogram and stem and leaf for each numeric variables. Okay, let's see how to do that. Go to analyze. So whichever type of graph you want to plot, you have to go to this option, analyze, and then distribution. So now we are plotting histogram and stem and leaf. Okay, do along with me. Go to analyze, distribution. Now, as the question says, we are supposed to plot only for numeric continuous. So ID is a numeric. So I will choose this, and then as I said you will have this window. Now go here and just drag this down to the Y column. Okay, you can drag or you can just click on ID and click on Y columns, or you can just drag it. Okay, so once you drag it, click on OK. So you will see a screen with this type of diagram. Now we all know that histogram is a horizontal graph, right? So you are supposed to change the display options to horizontal layout. Go to display option and change the layout to horizontal. So you will get this option in the, you will find a red arrow near the ID name. Okay, click on the red arrow and go to display options, horizontal layout. Very simple. Okay, next is to plot a stem and leaf. That's it. So you are supposed to go here, display option, horizontal layout, and then click on stem and leaf. That's it. So this is your histogram and stem and leaf. Okay. Now since I'm recording the video, I'm going too fast. So once I have finished recording, I will go over this again very slowly. Fine? Okay. So this is what you have to do for your second problem. Now, how do you copy and paste this in a Word file? Let me open a Word file first. Remember, you have to follow the format, that is, you have to enter name, section, and your TA name and the date. Okay, once you are done with that, how to paste a graph? You will find a 3 dots here. On the top, you will find a 3 dots. Just move your cursor onto the 3 dots, this 3 dots. Okay, so once you move the cursor into the 3 dots, you will find a plus symbol which says a selection. If you are not able to find that tool, then just go to Tools and then click on Selection. Tools, Selection, and then just click on the first heading, Distribution. Okay, if it is selected, you will find a blue color. Fine. Now just Control C on your keyboard, Control C. On your Mac, it will be Command C. Okay, Control C and go to your Word file, Control V. That's it. So once you are done with this, remember this step you have to do. Just click on the Control button and convert it to picture format so that your graph looks good in the Word file. Okay, so this is for your. Okay, I'll come back to you. I'll finish recording and then I'll come back to you. Okay. Okay. So that's your second question. Okay. Now my question is, when I said stem and leaf, okay, what do you mean by these numbers? What do you mean by these numbers in the stem and leaf column? So what is the first number? It is going to be 100, right? 10 with 0, 100. Next is 90, 91, again 91, 91, 91, 92, 94. Likewise, this is how you read a data from a stem and leaf, right? Okay. Next is this is what you have to do for all numeric continuous variable. Got it? Now, to draw a graph for categorical variable, okay, so for example, here they are telling you to plot between height and sex. So next you have to do for salary and sex. So I will do for one variable, you are supposed to do for the other one. So how to plot a categorical variable? Go to your subset file, analyze, fit y by x. So it is between height, which is in y response, and sex in the x factor. Okay, height in the y response, sex in the x factor. Click on OK. That's your parallel plot. Okay, let me repeat. Go to analyze, analyze, fit y by x, analyze, fit y by x. Next, you have to click on height and drag that into the y response. Okay, and then click on sex, and then you have to drag that to the x factor. Okay, and now you have to click on OK. This is your parallel plot. Now we know that we are supposed to plot parallel box plot, right? There is no box here, it is only parallel lines. Now how do you draw the parallel box plot? You have to click on the red arrow near the name of the graph. Click on the red arrow, and now if you have a display options, okay, you have a display option here, and click on the display options, and then you have to check the box plot option. Okay, display options and box plot. Did you find it? Okay, that's it. That's your parallel box plot. Okay, now what are these lines here? That is nothing but your 5 number statistics. Quartile, median, first quartile, third quartile, those things. Okay, so this is how you are supposed to draw a graph for categorical variable. Now how do you copy and paste it? You have to click on the 3 dots and then a selection tool. Click on the 3 dots here and you will find a selection tool. Once you do that, you have to click on the heading. Click on the heading, remember. Do not click on here or there. So if you click on here, you will find only those range of image. Okay, you have to click on the heading so that everything copies, and then Control C, go back to your Word file, and Control V. Got it? So that's for your categorical variable. Now remember, I did for height and sex, so you're supposed to do for the other variables. Fine. And next is your scatter plot. Okay. So this scatter plot we will draw for various or multivariables. So now, as I said, I will be doing for one variable. You are supposed to do for the remaining variables. Okay. Now, how do we do scatter plot? For that, go to your subset of small town. Let me close this. Subset of small town. Now remember, the plot is called as scatter plot. It is not scatter plot matrix. It is called scatter plot. There is a difference. Okay, for that, go to analyze again, the same thing, fit y by x. Okay, now the variables are what? Weight and height. So go back to the graph, it is weight in the y response. Weight, first variable will always be in the y response. Okay, and height will be in the x factor, weight and height, and then click on OK. This is your scatter plot. Now, how does this help? What is the use of scatter plot? You can find the correlation coefficient. Okay, if you can draw a line between these datas, if that is a straight line, then we say that there is a correlation between the variables. So that is how the scatter plot will help. Remember, you must also know why you are doing this. Okay, so how do you copy and paste this? Go to three dots, click on the selection tool, click on the heading, Control C, and go back to your Word file, Control V. Okay, so this is for your fourth question in the lab manual. So that's what you are supposed to do for today's lab. Okay. Now let me stop the recording.